What's up, guys? Tonight we're going to do a little bit of food storage. There's several different ways that you can preserve food. Tonight we're just going to cover storing your food in 5-gallon buckets with mylar bags and oxygen absorbers. All right, now there's a huge list of food that you can, put in these bags and store and, preserve. But today we are going to do the simple ones, pretty straightforward. I got some white rice and some pinto beans. The reason I chose white rice is because it stores the longest. If you store this properly and do this process correct, it can last up to 30 years. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's start off with a little bit of what you need. You need a 5-gallon bucket, and it's important that you get food grade. All right, so all these buckets right here are food grade buckets. All right, these buckets are going to keep out moisture, they're going to keep out light, they're going to keep out rodents and bugs. All right, make sure that it lasts long. It's important that you get food grade. All right. The other important thing for me with this is gamma seal lids. All right. Now, you can get lots of different types of buckets and different types of lids and stuff, but I chose the 3-piece. All right. So this ring, as you can see, has a rubber seal inside of it, and this is going to clip down on top of your bucket, and this will screw on. It's an open lid for you so that you can access it. This ring's going to keep out moisture, and it's going to keep it perfectly sealed. So I want to say I got these buckets at Menards. The bucket itself was only about $3-4. The lid, I believe, was $9. So you don't have too much of a cost there, and that's pretty much straightforward. That's all there is to that. You can get them at Menards, Home Depot. You can get them online. Like I said, you can get different sizes, different kinds, whatever. Now, when you're doing these buckets, you can do individual portions, and you can make the bucket so that you have different types of food in there, meal prepping basically for emergency situations. Today, I'm just going to fill these in bulk. All right, so each 5-gallon bucket is going to be rice. We got more rice, and then beans. All right, so we're just going to go fill these up. All right. So we covered the buckets and the lids. Next, you're gonna need your mylar bag. All right. You can get all different types of mylar bags. So we got this one. Now, this one I would use for something like nuts, or something that you don't need a whole lot of. So that's a good one for that. But like I said, they come in all different shapes and sizes. I purchased a 10-pack. I got it off eBay. All right, so I got a bunch of these mylar bags. You get those all over. Then the next thing you're gonna need is oxygen scrubbers, oxygen absorbers. Now, these are vacuum sealed so that it keeps the oxygen out. And the way that you can tell if these are still good, these ones have been I ordered these probably 3 to 5 years ago, and they've been sitting. I haven't gotten around to it. So if you want to know if they're still good, you just grab it and pinch it. And if it's nice and soft and bendable still, it's still good. If it's hard as a rock, it's no good. All right, that's how you know if your oxygen absorbers are still good. Now, they recommend you use 1 per bucket of the big ones. Now, I'm gonna use 2 just to make sure it's not gonna hurt anything. I don't wanna store a bucket for 30 years and then have an oxygen absorber not work right and the whole bucket be bad, so I'm just gonna throw 2 in there. They're cheap enough. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your bucket, you're gonna slide your mylar bag down inside of your bucket. All right, and then you're gonna try to conform the bag to the walls of the bucket so that you can just pour your food right in there. All right, and that's it. We're all ready to start pouring this in. So Now this stuff that I'm pouring in right now, this is jasmine rice, and it's not organic, but it is non-GMO certified. A 5-gallon bucket will typically hold about 36 pounds of rice in a 5-gallon bucket. I found a list online that shows you a bunch of different types of food and approximately how many pounds will fit into a bag. I'll try to get that in the description. But I got, 3/4 of the bucket filled up. Shake it up a little bit so it settles. All right, and then we'll finish topping her off. Now, if you were to store it in this bag, obviously the light can get to it, cause issues. Mice can chew through the bag. There's lots of things that can happen. So it's better to go into the mylar. That way it keeps the light out. Then we're gonna seal it. We keep it in the bucket. It'll protect it. Found a couple bad pieces of rice. I'm gonna scoop that out of there. Sorry guys, wasn't prepared for that. Pouring it in there and there's a chunk that looked strange. All right, so we got that out of there. All right, we'll shake that up. Let's see, that's, I'm trying to get a little bit more in here. All right, looks good. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing to the next one, and then once we get them all full, we'll go back and seal them up. Now these are the same type of rice, it's just a smaller portion size. Making a mess in the living room. It's all right. Well, I was able to fit a lot less than I thought I was gonna be able to. Now, I want everybody to know that you can do this on a budget, all right? I got all this stuff from Walmart, which means even if you're on food stamps, you can still do these preps. This bag of rice that I have in my hand right now was like $17 or $18 for a 20-pound bag. The next kind of rice that I've got, it was a little bit more expensive. I think it was like $21 a bag, but I mean, 20 pounds of rice for 17 bucks, 18 bucks, can't beat that. And like I said, you can use your link or your food stamps. Buy one bag every time you get paid, whatever. Again, this is a 20-pound bag. when I first started buying all this stuff, it was the beginning of the pandemic, so they didn't have a whole lot of anything, and we just started basically getting what we could get. Added to it for like 2 months, and I figured it's time to get them into buckets. We live out in the country. There's a lot of mice, a lot of bugs, and I actually had mice get into one of my bags of beans. Had to throw that bag away. So shake up the bucket. Alright, now you got to make sure you leave enough room to be able to seal the bucket. Alright, now we'll do some pinto beans. Again, I got these 20-pound bags at Walmart. The 20-pound bag of pinto beans was like 15 bucks. So super cheap. But we have food shortages again, or if things get worse than they did this time, I won't be worried about it. I also got a bunch of water stored. I'm personally not a big fan of pinto beans, but when you have to survive, I'll take it. A little bit more room. Top it off. I'm gonna need more buckets, guys. I had a lot more food that's not going to fit in here than I thought, which is cool. Alright guys, now the fun part. So now that those are full, we're going to seal them up. Alright, we have an iron, which we're going to use to seal the bags. Alright, and the way we're going to do this is pretty simple. A lot of people use the 2x4. I didn't have one, so I'm going to use this. You take your bucket, shake it down. Alright, you're going to pinch it kind of like that. Alright, and now what we're going to do is drop the oxygen absorbers in there, and then we'll seal them up. Like I said, they normally recommend one big one, but I'm going to do two, just to be safe. Don't want to go through all this time, money, and effort and have an oxygen absorber not work and go bad on you. Whole bucket. Alright. Cut the oxygen absorbers open at the very last second, because the second you cut these open, they're going to start absorbing oxygen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this package up, get them in here, I'm going to seal these up, and as soon as this video's over, I'm going to stick these in Ziplocs. We got one, drop it in there, and two. Okay. 1 and 2. Now guys, you're going to save a ton of money. Instead of buying these pre-packaged online, you're going to save a ton of money doing it this way. Alright guys, we're ready to seal them up. Make sure your iron's good and hot. Okay. Alright, now all you do here is you take your board, lay it on the side, make sure all your air is out. I don't know if this iron's hot enough, I might have to turn it up. Nope, it's not hot enough. Sorry guys. There we go. I was scared to turn the iron up too high. I didn't want to melt right through the mylar. But apparently I need to be on medium. And that's taking a little better. I'm going to still turn it up a little bit. You don't want any air getting in there. I didn't anticipate this video being this long, but this is my first time doing this, guys. But I figured if I'm going to do it, might as well show you what I'm doing. Okay, now that's got a pretty good seal. You can tell that it kind of just melts together. Alright, and that one's done, guys. I'll let it sit for a minute. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You gotta do both sides. That makes a little bit more sense. Now you could lay this out on a table or however you got to do it, you know. I mean, you just, most people I've seen just improvise like I'm doing. All right, now that's done. That's sealed. Push all the air out. I just turned it on high. Just go a little quicker. That was not the best seal. But it'll be alright because I gotta do the other side still, so. Hot in here. Alright, flip it over, hit the other side. It would have helped if my board was just a little bit longer. I wanted to get this done tonight, so I just kind of threw everything together real quick. I probably didn't have to do it this long, but like I said, it's my first time doing this, so I just wanted to make sure that it got sealed all the way. I don't want to waste my time and money and be hungry when we need it. Alright guys, so that's that, alright? I'll do the other two buckets after I end the video just to kind of save time. But now what you're going to do is you're going to very carefully, so that you don't, tear the bag, you just kind of fold it up and get it to fit in the bucket here. Now I can feel that there's some oxygen in there still. There's a little bit of oxygen in there still. So now what those are going to do is it's going to absorb it all. So if you come back and check this tomorrow, this is going to be all crinkled like it's being sucked inward in a vacuum. That's how you know your oxygen absorbers are working. All right, now what you do is you got your ring and your lid. You're going to put your ring on the bucket. Okay, rubber mallet. Okay, down there nice and tight. And that's it, guys. Now what you're going to want to do is take a permanent marker, write what type of food you have on here, and your sealed date. All right, and that's it. We got 5-gallon buckets of survival food. All right, guys, so that's it. Sorry it took me a little bit longer. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, but I wanted to give you guys a chance to see what I'm doing, what kind of stuff I've been working on. I do have a new water distiller. It's a 10-gallon per day with a 6-gallon reserve in the bottom. So I'll be able to purify my own water. And I'm working on getting a solar panel and a couple batteries set up so that I can hook the water distiller to that, and it'll be free water. I'm on well water in the city, so it'll be free water, free electricity. We'll be self-sufficient with water here very shortly. Stay tuned. We're going to do more videos coming up. We're going to cover dehydrating, and we're going to do some canning. We're going to get into everything, guys. Let me know what you guys want to see. I also have to redo some of my YouTube videos, and I have to do some updates. So there's lots of good stuff coming, guys. Stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel. Share this video. Give it a thumbs up. Like it. All that good stuff. Love you guys. Have a good night.